Hello. So this is WCW Saturday night, July the 4th, 20, no, not 20, that would be weird, 1992, ladies and gentlemen. So this is a really long show. There was 11 matches. Remember, this is Independence Day at that point in time. So I don't know if this is why there were so many matches, but this is the review for said show. Opening match was a tag team match. Greg the Hammer Valentine and his tag partner was randomly Dirty Dick Slater. And they took on Masochist Alexander Bagwell and Big Josh. And the winners was Valentine and Dick Slater, and they won via pinfall. More on Dick Slater later. That rhymes. Match number 2 was the WCW World Tag Team Champions Rick and Scott, the Steiner Brothers, taking on Randy Starr and Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker. Nothing special to tell you about here. The Steiners won when obviously Scott gave Randy Starr the Frankenstein. 1, 2, 3. After the match, the Steiner brothers did a promo. The promos in those days were terrible. They cut a promo on Terry Gordy and Steve Williams and said, the next time we meet, we will beat you. There's a lot of hype about the house show the following night, which was going to be in the Omni. It's a really big show. It's part of the Great American Bash tour. There's lots of co-commentators on this. There was not one co-commentator for the whole show. They changed them. So at points we had Ron Simmons, we had Cactus Jack, we had Paulie Dangerously, we had Scotty Flamingo. Yeah, random people. So it was strange. And then towards the end, JL was on his own. So very strange. The next match was of the aforementioned Cactus Jack, as he took on the Italian Stallion. Cactus Jack won with the double arm DDT, a 1, a 2, a 3, and he was talking about that he would. The whole match basically was him hyping his match with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, he'd been paid. He actually admitted he'd been paid a lot of money to take Ricky the Dragon Steamboat out. I think we know who dangerously made that payment to him. The next match was Brad Armstrong, and he took on. No, he didn't. That's the match after. I'm jumping ahead. The next match was the aforementioned Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and he took on Bob Cook. As you can imagine, Ricky Steamboat got the victory. Most of these matches aren't very good. This is why I don't go into depth on them, because there's nothing to tell you. But Ricky Steamboat won the match via pinfall. In the match, of course, Jack was on commentary, and that's when he said he would take Steamboat out. He might not be able to go technical, but you come into my world now, Ricky. My world. And I'm going to take you to the streets. The streets never forget. Remember. The next match is Brad Armstrong. Who would have thought? And he took on Pat Rose. And Brad Armstrong won this via a pinfall. So Brad Armstrong at the time was hanging around in the light heavyweight division. So he was hoping to get a title shot against Scotty Flamingo. And Scotty Flamingo was on commentary for this match. And Scotty Flamingo was saying about Brad Armstrong as good as he is, he's not as good as Scotty Flamingo is, because Scotty Flamingo is the most charismatic wrestling entity in the world today. And the next match was a title match. Next match was the WCW World Television Championship, where the champion, WCW World Television Champion, Stunning Steve Austin, defended the gold against one half of the WCW United States Tag Team Champions, Michael P.S. Hayes. And the winner was, and still WCW World Television Champion, Stunning Steve Austin, after he hit the stun gun, which he looked like he was going to drop at one point. Hit the stun gun on Hayes. 1, 2, 3, still your TV title. But Austin's night was not done, because after the match, after he was doing an interview with good old JR and Paulie Big Mouth Dangerously, he came out and he said, like, oh, during the match, Dangerously was on commentary, and he said that Stunning Steve Austin could beat Barry Windham in under 5 minutes, which at the end of the match brought the man from Sweetwater, Texas out and challenged. And then they just had a fight with no referees, loads of wrestlers outside the ring, including Dustin Rhodes and Steamboat and Flying Brian. They're all standing outside the ring, and they were just having a match. And it was weird. It was no match. They were just having a fight. It was weird. I don't understand what was going on. There were the referees. They were outside, and then the head of the referees, Leanne, said, "Oh no, don't just let them fight." I was like, "Wow, this is weird." But yeah, so strange. The next match was the debut on WCW Saturday Night of the Barbarian, back in wrestling action. I haven't seen him for ages. And he took on that well-known wrestler, Steve Pritchard. And as you can imagine, the Barbarian got the victory via pin at 1, 2, 3. So that was that. Did you think we would hear the laughs from the Barbarian? Oh no. Oh no. He would reappear later in the show. Oh, this is a long review. I'm so sorry. There was so the next match was Beautiful Bobby, and he took on the Z-Man, and Beautiful Bobby won this with a beautiful belly to back suplex. A 1, a 2, a 3. Beautiful Bobby with the victory. And that puts him in contention for literally no titles whatsoever. But yeah, he got the win. Next match was Terry Gordy even, against Larry Santo. Terry Gordy, before the match, said that he's going to make short work of Larry Santo, and that him and Dr. Death were looking forward to beating the bejesus, or words to that effect, of the Steiner brothers on the following evening. And as you can imagine, Terry Gordy won this, and he won this with the Oriental Twist, which was a submission move where he had Santo's arm around him. It was like a leg twist, but then he sort of turned him. It was weird. It was a strange finishing maneuver, but yeah, he won by submission. The next match was the number one contender, well, maybe or maybe not, the United States Heavyweight Champion. That was Nikita Koloff, and he took on young pistol Tracy Smothers. And Nikita Koloff won when he hit Tracy Smothers with the sickle clothesline. Ring the bell. Ding, 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 ding. Koloff won the victory. And then Koloff went on to commentary. Now, before we get to the main event of the evening, I said we'd hear from Slater and the Barbarian. But it was more Slater. And there's a reason for that. Because before they interviewed, and before we had the main event, Cowboy Bill Watts came out and made a major announcement. He said, I've been looking at the tag team division, and we've got WCW World Tag Team Champions. We've got the NWA World Title Tournament happening. We've got the Steiners winning the IWGP tag titles here that happened recently. And we've also got the United States Championship. I'm looking to have a consolidation match. Also known as a unification match. I don't know why he called it a consolidation match, but hey, that's Cowboy Bill Watts for you. But then, ladies and gentlemen, he said that due to this, and he just wanted one champion, that one set of titles would be going. And ladies and gentlemen, he said at the end of the month, whoever the United States Tag Team Champions were, they would be the last United States Tag Team Champions. Which leads me on to Dick Slater and the Barbarian. Dick Slater came out and he said, basically challenged the Freebirds to the US title match and said, we want to be the final United States Tag Team Champions. So yes, this is quite a revealing episode. I wondered how they would write the United States titles off, and now I know. ladies and gentlemen. Now I know. And then the main event of the evening was Nikita Koloff on co-commentary with, of course, Big JR, was the WCW United States Heavyweight Champion Ravishing Rick Rude, and he took on one half of the WCW United States Tag Team Champions, Jimmy Jam Garvin. Good match. I expect nothing less. And Rick Rude hit the Rude Awakening, the 1, the 2, the 3. And then he challenged. This became weird. So this is right at the end of the show. He then challenged Nikita Koloff, and he said, Koloff, if you've got anything about you, get in the ring with me now. Koloff went to the ring. He went to challenge him, and then the show ended. No credits, just faded to black. Very strange. I don't know what was going on there. I don't know if something else happened, but that's how the show ended. Very strange. Way too many matches for me, to be perfectly honest. 11 is far too many for a 2-hour show. It's way too many. I hope you're taking a notice of this, Mr. Khan. Remember, quality more than quantity, ladies and gentlemen. Quality more than quantity. I'll leave that up to you to say which is which. In my opinion, when you've got a 2-hour or a 3-hour show, hint, I'm talking about Raw and SmackDown. 3 hours on Netflix. We shall see. Personally, I think anywhere between 6 and 8 is probably enough for a 2-hour to 3-hour show. Same goes for premium live events. Please call it pay-per-views again. Just do me a favour. Just call it pay-per-views. That's what it is. It's a pay-per-view. No one else, because you don't get the UFC going. Welcome to this UFC 308 premium live event. No, they call it a pay-per-view. So call it a pay-per-view. Please, Triple H, please call it a pay-per-view. Please. Anyway, sidetracked. That was WCW Saturday Night, July the 4th, 1992. Overall, good show. Too many matches, as I said. Nice to see a title match, because you don't get many of them on TV in those days, so that was good to see. But yeah, it was an okay match, okay show. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, you know, nothing to write home about, but yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's good. One of the better ones, I would say. But yeah, that is your review for that particular show. Obviously, there will be more shows and more things coming soon, and of course, there will be a review of the next pay-per-view, which will be WCW The Great American Bash on July the 12th. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being there. My name is Will. These people over here, you can't see them. There are people here. They're not. I'm doing this on my own. Well. So yeah, there's no one there. I just made that up. But yeah. On a side note, before I vamoose, I'd like to say thank you to Baron Corbin, to Indy Hartwell, and to Tegan Knox. I'm not going to call her by that name anymore, because they've all been released for one reason or another. So I'm going to call her by the name that I think she should be known as, and she should have had this name. I don't know why they changed her name, but this is what her name is. Nixon Newell, I think you're brilliant. I'm gutted that you've been released, but I know, and I know people that know you, and I know people like me who think you're a star. And I know you're going to be a star. Whatever you do, wherever you go, whatever company you want to do, or if you don't want to do this anymore, you want to do something else, I know you're going to be a star. You'll make a success of it. All three of you will. But Nixon, I wish you the best. Maybe one day, who knows, our paths may cross. But until that note, I thank you very much. I will see you all very, very soon. I will see you at ringside. And just remember, when you sit in the front row, strange things happen. Believe that, brother. See you soon.